What's up, family and friends? Welcome to the Woke Nation, our nation of factual truth, where we feel free to share knowledge and spread the knowledge of factual truth without fear, without favor, and without faint. Where we encourage us to live our life and live it well through the knowledge of factual truth because it's our life. And where I personally encourage us to enjoy your life wherever you are. Don't let anyone rob you your joy. Don't let anyone limit you. Know that you are a perfect human being. You are perfect. You are not imperfect. Unless when you operate in faith and beliefs, then you are perfect because you are limiting yourself. If you check my last video where I spoke on what is limiting us, you will educate yourself. Don't let anyone or anything limit you. Live your life, okay? There's nothing that you dare to know that you cannot know. And there's nothing you dare to do that you cannot do. It all requires your knowledge and determination. When you know and do what you're supposed to do, of course, it will bear fruit. So today I'm sharing with us what I titled, Who Invented Evil? Who Invented Evil? If they ask you, because you hear some believers saying that the devil invented evil, and I know. If you're saying devil invented evil, that means you're saying maybe devil created itself. How could you believe that, okay, God created everything, but you are saying it's devil that created evil? No, you said God created everything. But that's what you're supposed to know. You existed before God. It was human being who told you about God. No God has ever told you about any other God. It is human being like yourself that begin to preach God. So man created God. And man created that God in his own image and after his likeness. And he used that God to subdue his fellow man. Used that God to subjugate women, which is why we are suffering today. So I want to show you why you are suffering today. It's because some ignorant and confused man decided to create imaginary world, invisible world. You are in the real world. You are in the world where you're supposed to explore and enjoy your life as you are born to do. But you begin to invent evil. You begin to invent, imaginary world. Then you begin to say, okay, there's another world that you don't know. There's another one. No. Anything that exists, everything that exists can be known and should be known. So that you don't know something does not mean other people or other person don't know it. Don't generalize everything because of your ignorance or because of your inability to understand something. Because you don't know how things work doesn't mean nobody else knows how it works. So that's what some people do when they operate in that belief system. People who believe in the unknown. That's how they begin to create God. That's how they begin to create, hidden things. They begin to hide things from others. For example, they created God and made God invisible. They made God incorporeal. They made God unseen. Because when you tell somebody, when you tell a normal human being that there is God, that normal human being will want to know that God. He will ask you, where is that God? Show me that God. So for them to conceal their lives, they make God also concealed. They conceal God. They hide God. That's where you see cult begins to come out and all that. So man first created religion, which is belief in unknown or believe something, this thing is spiritual or something. No, that's belief. Spirituality is a belief, which I've been trying to show our people. And majority of our people get upset when you tell them that spirituality has nothing to do with science. It has nothing to do with knowledge. It has nothing to do with nature. But a belief, they get upset because they're just like religious people. That's what they were taught. And the person they learn it from is maybe educated, highly educated. And that person believe, they can see. And they're using their dreams, visions, and revelations, or certain things they cannot explain to justify their ignorance and their confusion, which is belief. Okay, so All this issue about creation or God created or things this is somebody begin to tell you what he don't know about. He begin to tell you how that thing come into existence. Begin to in the beginning, no date of that beginning, once upon a time, blah blah, and you begin to take them serious, or they took it serious first and telling you to take it serious with them. Maybe they are using it to exploit you. They are using it to make you bow before them as if they are superior to you or they have more knowledge than you. Nothing that exists is unknown. You're supposed to know that. So what is hidden must be revealed. What is hidden must be made known. Who will do that? People that dare to research. If you want to make the hidden come to light, you have to do your own research. Before, white people taught us that Egyptians were white. They taught us that darkness is evil. And many of us believe that. We grew up believing all those nonsense until some of us begin to dig. They begin to dig. They find out that Egyptians were black. Now, that everything originated with the black people. They are the original human beings. Any other race are second-hand. Some people get upset, even some of our own black people, they get upset when you tell them such truth about themselves. So even when you tell them that God did not create them, they get upset. How can you say God did not create me? How did I come into existence? Idiot, you have parents. That's how you come into existence. Okay, how did the first person come into? Who told you about the first person? Somebody who believes in the unknown, and they begin to make up things. Because when anything you focus on, you can build a lot of things from it. That's why you see pastors holding the Bible. Because with the Bible, they can take many things, a lot of things from it, embellish it as they want, and sell it to people as the word of God, as inspired by God. So anything you really focus on, you will begin to make a lot of things out of it. There are things around you that you don't know what you can do with them. But there's somebody that will come around, boom. They begin to use them to do many things. Wow. It becomes what? Wonderful. Another word for being wonderful is what? Heavenly. Oh, wonderful. Oh, wonder. So, confused and ignorant person invented evil, anti-nature. When you are talking about evil, remember, it's everything or anything that is against nature. Anything that is not according to the nature. It is evil. So it is confused and ignorant person. And that's what like all these religious people will try to do, or people that are imposing their belief on you. What they try to do is to confuse you. They want you to accept their confusion so that it will rub off on you and you also become confused. And once you're confused, you are vulnerable. Now they can convince you to be ignorant. They can convince you to believe without saying, don't ask questions, just believe. You don't know everything, right? You say yes. No, you don't know everything, but you can know everything. And how can you know everything? By asking questions and demanding for answers. I say, show it to me, prove it. I want to see it. They say you cannot see it. They tell them to shut up. If I cannot see it, don't tell me about it. Don't tell me about spiritual world when I am in this physical world. Tell me physical things. Tell me things that will work. Don't tell me to believe there's a spirit behind what I'm doing. Idiot, I am the one behind what I'm doing. I am greater than my words. I am greater than my works. So I will not let my words and my work or my works to limit me. I am above whatever I have spoken. I'm above whatever that I have written. I'm above whatever I have done. That's why I can change them, because I am eternal being. I cannot die. Death is not your end. It's not even an end. Death is a transformation, a transition. You go from life to life. Okay? You never see anybody, they say, oh, this person died, and they stay there forever. Just like the yam you are eating. Yam. That's my example of when you ask me, how do you reincarnate? How do you know you existed before? Look at the yam you are eating. Whether you crush that yam, no matter how you made that yam, you say that yam has ended, it's a lie. So long it hit the earth, whether when you shit it out or however, if it goes back to earth, it's coming back up. That's how the earth is our eternal home. It's our eternal source. There's no other place better than the earth for you. There's no other place you will have to go. This is your eternal home. So make it worth living for yourself. Spiritualizing imaginary and natural things or nature things through spirituality and religion. Spirituality is unorganized religion, and religion is organized spirituality. That's how people who are confused and ignorant, they begin to invent anti-nature, things that are not according to the nature. They begin to tell you there's higher force. Which higher force? A higher force that cannot do something unless they come to me or through me. Do you get that? If God have to send any human being to do anything, it means human being is greater than God. If God is greater than human being, God will speak for himself. God will do things himself. So the God that needs people to do anything for it, that God is non-existent, that God is worthless, and that God is useless. Regardless the name you call it or how long that God has been worshipped. But if you check the history of the world, people have been worshiping millions of gods. So your own is new, but you are still killing for it. So because they spiritualize things and they begin to operate in spiritual, what they call spirituality, which is a belief system. Spirituality is African belief system. The religion is foreign belief system. But that's all of them spiritualizing things, natural things. Some tell you in spirituality you see science, or you know science, or you know nature, you understand nature. No. In nature, you know nature. For you to know anything in nature, for you to understand nature, all you have to do is to research, do study, and also do experiment. That's why you see scientists, they experiment something, they try things, how will this thing work, how does this thing work before it actually works. So that's how it goes. You're supposed to apply it in everything. There are things you try several times before you know how to use them. So that's how everything works. Engage your brain, use your brain. Don't just believe whatever you hear. Don't just believe whatever you read. Don't just believe whatever you see. Ask questions, demand for answers, and stand for what is based on facts. Every truth must be based on facts. If it's not based on facts, trash it. It's not permanent. That's why we need to be growing in knowledge. Those of us that are weakened, those of us that have abandoned spirituality and religion, you need to be growing in knowledge. This will help you to live your balanced life, your natural life. You should know that you can live with or without that person. But when you don't know yourself, when you don't have the knowledge of life, you will think, oh, you must live, you need this people, or you need that person. No, you don't. But if they want to work with you, okay, work together with them. That's how you achieve things with them. But if they're working against you, but you stupidly, out of sentiments or nonsense, whatever you believe, you begin to condone them, they will be pulling you down. You can never go up. And this thing is found in every race. But it's only black people that don't want to eliminate those who are pulling them down to build themselves so that they can stand as a people again. But other races have done that, and see how they are far ahead of us. Even in the science we taught them, or the things we taught them in life. Therefore, because these people spiritualizes imaginary things and natural things, they begin to create the first thing, as I said earlier. The first thing that was created is invisible world. People that are living in a real world begin to talk about unreal world. They begin to talk about when you die, there's a real world where your ancestors are there. Somebody asked me in the inbox, I think maybe he's waiting for me to reply, but I say something, but let me say it here, because many of you are still confused. The same way pastors are saying God called them. Remember, they learn it from us. When our people are saying their ancestors calling them, oh, I had a voice or I had some sound, and my ancestors calling me, my ancestors teach me how to do this. You saw yourself. That ancestors you're talking about is you. There's no ancestor that is hanging somewhere watching over you or want to speak to you. No, it's you. You are seeing your past. You are the past. You are the present. You are the future. There is only one day you have, one life, and it's eternal. Today is that yesterday. Today is that tomorrow. There's no ancestors calling you. You are the one calling yourself. There's no ancestors using you. You are the one using yourself. And some of you, when you see yourself, your past self in that dream, you say it's a demon because that's what they taught you. The only person that is acceptable in your dream is the white Jesus they give to you, the white God of Israel they give to you, or your pastors that you know, your bishop. When you see that, that's when you pay attention to hear, to listen. What did they say to me? I saw Jesus in the dream or in the vision. I saw God in the vision. I saw the man of God. Man of God came to my house. That's bullshit. Some people are even seeing me in their dream or in their vision. You don't build your life on that. Build your life on yourself. It's your life. It's yours forever. Your life don't belong to any God or to any ancestor. You are the ancestor you're talking about, and you are above God. Stop limiting yourself. So that's how they created invisible world. That's why when it comes to creation story or creation theory, everywhere you hear about creation, it is a folklore that people have. They develop it among them. What they share among themselves for amusement. Like after the day work, in the evening, people relax in their houses or in their market square or whatever joint where they relax. They begin to make up stories. You see musicians also playing, making up stories. You see entertainers making up stories, comedians. Then people begin to, okay, I can use this thing to make up. That's how they started. They begin to use it to oppress people. They begin to use it to force people. This is how you must live, which is against nature. In nature, we all live the same way in nature. But when belief system comes in, whether as spirituality or religion, you begin to see hierarchies among us. You begin to see us living against nature. And that's how we continue suffering. So after they created invisible world, then they created invisible God. I've mentioned this before. So after that order, you're supposed to know that the confused and the ignorant person created invisible world. After the invisible world, that's religion, right? That's belief system. Now they created invisible God. God nobody can see. They tell you God created the world you can see, but you cannot see that God. Think about that. They even lie to you to the extent they tell you that God created you in his own image and likeness. Yet you can see yourself, but you cannot see that God. Others can see you, but you and others cannot see the God both of you or all of you believe that created you. Think, my people. Then the third thing they created is invisible places like heaven and hell, imaginary land, fairyland. And in a fairyland is full of fairies. Fairyland is full of fairies. When you go to the land of fiction, you see fictional characters like Jesus, Abraham, Muhammad, all those fictional characters in the Holy Book. All of them were created in this imaginary world. Satan, devil, all of them, they created imaginary heaven and hell. Initially, they started telling you that heaven and hell is under. So when a good person dies, as they say, it becomes good spirit. When a bad person dies, it becomes evil spirit. Those things are made up. It's not true. When we die, when we die, as they say, die, we just transform. We're coming back. And that's what they believe then. They believe that whatever you sow now, when you come back, you reap it. But many of you think that is karma now. What you do, you don't know. But learn this from white people. Everything they sowed against us, they did not reap it. But it is black people that still believe in that lie. Whatever a man sow, he shall reap also. It's not true. The only way you can make somebody reap what they sow is for you to retaliate, for you to revenge. But they tell you to do what? Forgive. Pray for those who despise you, or who use you, or who persecute you. They ask you to pray for them, for God to fight for you. No, you are the one that will do that. If somebody steals from you, you are the one that will go and take back whatever they steal from you. If you like, wishing them that one day they will return, they will never return it. Unless that thing is not benefiting them. But if that thing is benefiting them, they will never return it. Anything they return to you, is useless to them. Okay, so invisible heaven and hell. No, religion created this, especially the church leaders. Remember, when you read the Old Testament, hell, they were talking about hell as where people go when they go down. But if you read, I think Ecclesiastes chapter 3, he says something there. He said, nobody knows where the spirit of man goes, whether it go up and down. The same thing with the spirit of animals. They don't, he said, who know? No, but they don't know. But you see people today preaching like they know. Oh, when you die, your spirit go back to the owner. It's not true. Oh, the spirit go back to the creator. Nonsense. Which spirit? Where is that spirit located in you? No spirit in you. You are the spirit you're talking about. Spirit is physical. Spirit is natural. Spirit is eternal. This your body is eternal too. It doesn't go away. It doesn't evaporate and you can't see it anymore. It goes back to earth. It comes back. It's natural order. You say, okay, so the earth just come out from where? Where did it come from? I don't know. Should I make up something and make you to believe it? That makes it evil. Say what you know. Don't claim to know what you don't know because you believe it exists or because you believe somebody says so. Okay, so there is no heaven, there is no hell. And heaven and hell are not even mindsets. Some people say it's a state of the mind. People keep trying to make it make sense, but it cannot make sense. It cannot. The only thing that makes sense is for you to revert. Go back to your nature. Go back to your human nature. Some got problem of, oh, not human, say human. It's the same bullshit. Just as some people say African, they put K there, not C. Some people say African, they put C. Just like my name, my Igbo name is Ahamefune. Some people call it Afamefune. And when you check my Facebook profiles, I use both to make my names. Understand that you are greater than whatever you are called, or whatever you say you are greater than it. You are the life. You are greater than whatever title, you are greater than whatever tag that people or you yourself can put on yourself. You are an eternal being. You're supposed to be unlimited, but faith and beliefs limits you. And that's why they use that fear. The reason why many people are going to church today because of fear of hellfire. The church created hellfire. In the Old Testament, there was no hellfire. It was just hell, which is grave or Sheol. Okay, how they put it in the Old Testament. So, but it's in the New Testament they added fire. They call it hellfire, where you'll be born forever without dying because you offended their God. But the reason why they created that hellfire is actually what they did to us. They were burning people that were against rosary, against communion, people that were against Christianity. They were actually burning them in fire, throwing them in fire, boiled oil, all that. They created a lot of instruments of torture, instruments of death, which all of them is what make life hell for people. You don't believe, you will perish. How do you perish? They will torture you and set you ablaze, burn you alive to death. That's where they come with this issue of hellfire. But if you believe what we are preaching, if you believe what the lie we are selling, then you have good life, you have life and peace. That's heaven. The thought of hell is evil. The thought of heaven is evil. They created it to keep you good slaves. They created it to keep you in bondage. I hear somebody who is a Christian or Muslim saying that he's not living in bondage. You are living in bondage. When you are keeping commandments, that's living in bondage. Commandments, they say you one God made, you did not see that God, and they tell you this is what God said. If you don't do it, you have to pray 5 times in a day. You have to give alms. You have to do this. That's living in bondage. When you leave your house, contrary to your own convenience, when you're supposed to relax for the comfort of your home, you are going to temple, you are going to mosque, you are going to synagogue, you are going to church. That is living in bondage. When you are opening a book and saying that is the word of your God, the living God, this God is alive, he's not dead, right? But you are reading a book, reading thousands of years to know what God is saying to you, that God is saying to you. That is living in bondage. When you kneel down, you say you pray, or when you stand up, or whatever form of prayer you are making, and you believe you are saying it either to your ancestors or you are saying it to any God, that is living in bondage. You are living against yourself. You are living contrary to nature. In nature, you don't need prayers. In nature, you don't need faith. In nature, you don't need belief. In nature, you are unlimited. Whatever you need, you can make it happen. You can make it come into existence. It's not something you can wish. It's not something you can just speak and they come into existence. You have to walk. That's why you have your body. Wake up. Oh, the fourth one. This one is another one that many of us believe in it. Do you know that it were also the same idiots that invented God's grace or God's strength? By God's power, by God's strength. Allah Akbar. God is good. God, bullshit. God's grace. That's another thing they invented. Oh, this God can give you grace. God can give you strength. Without God's grace, you will not make it. Without God's strength, you cannot do anything. So you see people that are struggling not to believe in that God, they say anyway, okay, they say God have grace. God can give you blessing. Okay, let me go. Let me hear from them. God may bless me. No. A God that needs you to pray for, to bless you, or to do anything for that God to bless you, does not exist. It is people who are lying to you, and you should outgrow that lie. Especially, how old are you now? You have been living in that, you have been believing that lie, living in that lie. Yet it hasn't changed your life. You're still crying midnight. You're still crying for help. You're still calling for people for help. Wake up. If anytime you go for people or you need people to help you financially, or physically, or in any way or form, that shows you there is no God. If this God exists, you won't need anybody to do anything for you. And that's why I'm applying now. Anyone that believes in God that comes to help me, I will never help that person until that person deny God. You say you believe in God that can do all things, then why are you coming to me? You say, oh no, God, the electrician that was doing my car said that. He said, no, God will send somebody. I said, a God that will send somebody means he cannot come. He cannot do anything. If God is alive and he can do anything or all things as they say in the book, he will come himself. He will speak for himself. Wake up. So trash all that God's grace. No, like if you read their Old Testament, you see how they put it there. In Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 10, he said, whatever your hand find to do, do it with your might. He did not say do it with God's grace or by God's grace. No, you don't have to consult any God to do anything. Genesis chapter 11, 1 to 6. If you agree to do that thing and you determine to do it, there's no God or Satan that can stop you. You will achieve it. In my name. Okay, oh, that electrician also said, he said, but you know, sometimes when you see witches in the dream and they're attacking you, when you say in Jesus' name, they disappear. I say, if you say also in your own name, they will disappear. It's your belief. And I've tried it also in my dream. Yeah, I say in the name of Shadrach, they get away. It's my name. That power you are giving to the name of God and the name of Jesus belong to your own name. There's no name that is higher than your name. There's no name above your name. There's no name. If you believe there's another name above your name, you are a slave. And you have that slave mentality. You belittling yourself. You are limiting yourself. It is time you begin to upgrade yourself by activating your brain, knowing you put yourself first. Take care of yourself first. You are greater than God. You are greater than Satan. And nobody, no human being is greater than you. You were not born to serve. You were not born to serve. You were born to live, just like everyone else. And the only way you can live your life is by exploring and enjoying it through knowledge of factual truth. So there's no such thing as God's grace or God's strength or God's help. No. They tell you your help comes from above. Let it come now, let's see. Now you end up calling for help from abroad and help from people around you. Let that help come from above. Let us see. You believe, oh, God of Israel will be Psalm 121. Look at Israel today. They have military power. They are using military might to fight people in Gaza. It's happening right now. The current thing happening. The people of Israel are not depending on any God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They are not depending on any act of God, act of covenant. It's still Africans or black people you hear talking about act of God. God this, God that. I am God's act. God this, God of Israel. God. Nonsense. Do you even see them answering the type of name you're answering? They are not answering the type of name you're answering. That's why when you say Jesus, they say no, Yehoshua. Which Yehoshua? All of them are fake. The fifth one, which I will end with, is holy book. The holy book full of lies. So they created God, first imaginary world, imaginary God, imaginary heaven and hell, then God's grace and God's strength and all that, God's bullshit, God's name, all that. Then the fifth one, they created a holy book full of lies and contradictions, full of things to use to deceive people and control people. Oh, this is the word of God, you have to obey it. God will do this if you disobey. No. Fuck that God. Fuck that, whatever that God represents. So when you believe them, it's lies they make, they begin to twist stories, ancient stories, the stories that your ancestors, you made up. They begin to twist them as factual, as something that actually happened. Stories in Bagaba Ajambele, they turn it to God was going with his people. He began to do miracle. They turn it. There is spirit of God moving. There is God. God is moving. You don't know. Even they put in the book that your feces, your own feces, can make God not help you. Can make God not to be in your midst. The God that created you, but your own feces. He said your own feces will make your camp unclean. It will make your place unclean. The God created you, but he can't create toilet where you can go. People, they were going in the wilderness with shovel in their hand. They dig it, they bury it. That's what we were doing. We taught them how to do latrine. We dig land, we shit, we cover it, because that's manure too. When you cultivate that land during farm season, it will yield better. But today, we are flushing everything out. We think we are living better now. No, see how we are suffering. The reading of the book makes the lying stories real in the minds of the readers. Any book you say you are reading, you see the stories you are reading in that book, it begin to become real in your mind. So it's only the stupid ones that will go ahead to believe it. The purpose of writing that stories is to create that picture in you, to create that image in your mind. And many of you believe that image. That's why you can see that heaven in your dream and vision, because you believe it. But where is that heaven located? Nowhere. You begin to read about God and Jesus, you believe it. You begin to see them in vision, in your dream. Because you are too stupid and you believe it. Remember, anything both the movies you are watching, they did that on purpose for you to get that image, the power of image. And when you believe that image as true, you begin to even try to live to become it. I used to preach that when I was a pastor. I said, what you believe, you behave. And what you behave, you become. So, straight, you become what you believe. And that's why you see somebody say, I am a Christian, so you want to live as a Christian. You don't know he's cursing himself. You say, I'm a congenital idiot. That's what you say. I am stupid. That's what you say. The same applies to Muslims. You are not. You are both Christianity. You are both Islam. You are both spirituality. You are both religion. It's time you come to yourself. Stop believing those stories they put in those lying books. They are holy lying books. There is nothing holy in nature. Everything is natural. Anything holy is evil. Anything spiritual is evil. Anything religious is evil. What you need is natural things. Just something that agrees with you. You are natural. But you say you are spiritual. It's okay, you are spiritual and you are natural. No, you cannot be like that. In nature, you have positive and negative that balance. You cannot do away with negative and succeed. You need both negative and positive. You say, oh, when you have positive thought, you begin to have positive results. That's a lie. For you to have great results, you need positive and negative wire. When they come together, that's when you have the real results. But you think having money, that's what makes it a real result. No, that's bullshit. Because money is part of evil. Hey, what do you mean? Are you not working for it? Yeah, because I'm in the system. But it's evil. That's why we are fighting to wake up so that we can demolish the system and establish the natural order that we were born to live by or live in. So to believe without seeing is to be bereaved, is to be brain dead. You believe in something, then you don't care to see what you believe. You keep believing. That means your brain is dead. That's why I say faith rots the brain. Look at believers, graduates. Look at believers, professors, people that are vast in education or that have traveled every part of the world. They still believe there is God. They still believe their book is holy. They still believe in the nonsense. One man is telling them, this is what God said. This is what God is doing. Because their brain is dead. I want you to know this, that you were born to know and solve problems. You cannot solve any problem without knowledge. If you put knowledge aside and keep believing to solve any problem, that problem will keep going, it will keep increasing. That's why you see like a place in Nigeria, you see how hardship will keep increasing, because majority of them are what? Believers. Their leaders are believers. They are not knowers. Even their scientists are believers. They are not knowers. So that's why they end up, whatever they can invent or whatever, they end up making money. That's the only thing they know how to make money. Make money, you buy car, you buy house, you produce children. Hallelujah. Heaven at last. You are born to know and solve problems. Believers solve no problem. There's no believer that is solving problem anywhere with their faith. No. They have to put faith aside and switch to science, knowledge, for them to solve even their problem. That's why they go to work. That's why they do business. If their faith works, if faith in God works, if prayer works, no believer will be doing business. No believer will be working to earn a living. The reason why believers are working to earn a living, or working to put food on their table, or put clothes on their back, or put shirt on their head, over their head, is because they are not living by faith. Anyone that claims to live by faith is either lying or pretending. And most of the time they are doing both. They are lying and they are pretending. They are not living the true life. Life of faith is life of fake. It's time you trust them and live your life. Okay, so faith is dead. Faith does not work. When I say faith is dead, it means it's useless. Just like prayer. Prayer is useless and a waste of time. So nobody is actually living by faith. Anybody that is breathing and walking or doing something, they are not living by faith. You cannot do anything by faith. You can only do something by knowledge. You know what you are doing. If you know how to fix car, you fix car. If you know how to do things, you do things. That's how you get benefits. That's how maybe you earn a living too. So understand that if you don't know how to farm, you will keep begging people for bread and die of hunger. But if you know how to farm, you go and farm and begin to say, okay, about this, I don't have to. When we are growing up, there's what we call mbaji. The reason why when you go to harvest, our people were doing it before Bible came, before white people came. You don't harvest everything. There are some of them you leave them on purpose. I don't mean the one that just break in the ground. Or no, some of them you leave them on purpose for the poor, the people that don't have. Then maybe they're having issue with their family because there's no reason for any people or any person that don't have. It is evil for you to go to another family to beg, to go to another family to eat. No, you come from a family. But if you're having issue with your family, maybe you decide not to do it, but then you become poor, then you can go after harvest time, or somebody harvest their land, you can go and see what they left there. Leftovers, you can take it and start life. Start living your life. When you understand African family structure, you will see how far away we are from our truth, which is why we are suffering. When a child is strayed away from home, that child is vulnerable and they'll be suffering. That's exactly how we are today, black people. And people like myself are calling us to wake up. No condition is permanent. We can revert to our originality. It's not destroyed forever. No condition is permanent. And our slavery condition is not permanent. I'm calling on us black people, Africans. Let us wake up and begin to come to ourselves. Trust all this spirituality, God, religion, church, mosque, temple, belief, faith. Trust all of them. Hold on to nature. Hold on to science. Hold on to what is real. Dare to know and do what you know. God